What's up, guys? Abstract Tiger Productions here. I'm Chris.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with another fantastic episode. Well, I hope it's a fantastic episode of Bad Batch. I'm speaking prophetically, okay? Yeah. This is the best episode yet. Though, it's going to be kind of hard to top last week's. At least in the intensity thereof.
Yes.
So, yeah. Last week, we had the scariness of Wrecker being under the influence of his inhibitor chip.
Yes. He hulked out, as I like to put it.
As close as, I could get. And fortunately, it all worked out. All of them has got their chips out now. We won't have to worry about them going nuts at any point, hopefully. Yeah. Now, we have only one left of the original Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
Crosshair.
Yep.
Who
is currently fully under control of his inhibitor chip.
Yes.
Plus extra meddling.
They tampered with the inhibitor chip, made it permanent, and he's drinking the Kool-Aid unawares. Anyways, let's see, what else we had? Oh yeah, we had a monster in the water. That was a minor thing considering what happened in the last half.
Rex.
So,
we got to see Rex.
Yes, Rex was the one they met up with at the beginning.
Finally,
and once he found out that they still had their chips, he was very, very serious and got very, very,
Rex?
Well, I don't know. I was trying to search. There was some word that is in my vocabulary. It's not coming to me right now. But yeah, he basically says you guys are like ticking time bombs if you don't get these things out. So that's what happened last week. This week, we're halfway through the season right now.
Yes.
So I'm expecting big things
and little things.
Yeah.
I expect we're gonna see something interesting out of Omega.
Maybe we'll see.
If we hold to my theory from the first episode when we first met her, I think that we're going to get some stuff revealed about Omega this episode. Just purely speculation. I have not read anything.
I don't know. I mean, based on what at the very end of the last week's episode, we had the Scrapper Guild guys say, call the Empire. So the Empire is on their way here to...
Possibly so, Svennik.
Yes. Oh, also, Braca, the planet that they were on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you didn't notice this. I picked it up like way later, watching other people's reactions. Braca is the planet that you start on in Fallen Order, apparently.
Yes, I did recognize that. I did not think about it at the time of us filming, but I did recognize it because I enjoy Fallen Order quite a bit. I still haven't beat it. I'm stuck on death. Stupid caves. But Dathomir is really hard to navigate around. I'm just saying. It's really hard. There's caves everywhere.
I can imagine, considering what we've seen of it so far in between Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Braca. So, you're right. So, but that's because he was a scrapper.
Well, okay.
Like he was a scrapper in training when we find him at the beginning of Fallen Order.
Because I have not played the game, so this is all news to me. But I mean, it's not like spoiling the end of the game. But
no, it's that's how they set up the backstory, and that's where the first tutorial part of it is, and then the story picks up from there.
All right, and that was That was about it. Other than we had the tear-inducing adorableness and the heartstringy pulley stuff.
Yeah.
Of basically Omega saying that she's going to sit beside Wrecker until he wakes up because, as much as he has been banged around before getting his head, the chip out of his head, it took a little bit of a while time to get back to his normal self.
Right.
And they shared that popcorn stuff, which apparently is the same stuff that they sell at Galaxy's Edge, apparently as a snack.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that until later.
Did they say the name of it ever?
Mantel Mix.
Mantel Mix.
Mantel
Okay.
Mix.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
I'm going to Galaxy's Edge at some point.
As am I, if only to get my own custom lightsaber. And I don't care if the thing will cost as much as just the ticket going there. That's all I want. My own custom lightsaber designed by me.
Yeah.
Not like a prop replica or anything like that.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool. The only prop replica I really, really want now is the Mace Windu one. Yeah, I have Master Yoda sitting over here, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into
Yoda.
That's Grogu. So, let's get ready to get into the episode.
Yep.
All right. Let's go. Reunion. Okay. Oh, we're back on the Camino.
Yeah.
Death Trooper! But
Yeah.
no, that's Crosshair.
Yeah.
It would be most beneficial to have them returned alive.
I have no interest in a group of rogue clone deserters. If you find them on Bracca, terminate them.
Good, so just follow orders.
Right.
Hammerhead! Again!
There's tons of live ordnance buried in the shipyard. If you trip one, you need to know how to disable it.
Seems simple enough.
Well,
Okay.
if you're so sure,
Wrecker is teaching.
yeah, disarm it.
Yeah.
Me? I only watched you.
10
work.
seconds till we're both goners.
That's okay.
Five.
Learning on the
I
job.
don't know which way to cut next.
Better get it right. 3, 2, 1. Obviously not that one. Too late. Run for it. Gotcha.
Oh,
Why didn't it explode?
Ha! Because it's a smoke bomb.
smoke
Think I'd let
bomb.
you train
Okay.
with a live explosive? I'm not crazy. You should have seen your face. Reckon. How'd the test go?
I don't want to talk about it.
Aw.
Cheer up, kid. I failed my first disarming test too. With my help, you'll be a pro in no time.
Oh,
Oh no, you
goat. Grab it, grab it.
Bruh, that's just.
I thought he was going to Captain America the thing.
He tried.
Yeah.
My scans indicate the armory and artillery bay have not been fully offloaded. The Dianoga must have kept the scrappers away.
Just a few of those weapons should clear our debt with Sid. We're
Ooh,
soldiers,
okay.
not arms smugglers.
There's no republic for us to rely on anymore. We're presented with an opportunity
Smugglers.
here. We have to take it. I would also add that the intel from the bridge's central system has the potential to be worth far more than any weapon.
Ooh.
That's
Explosives.
some pretty money.
You're gonna like this.
Oh yeah.
The power's back on.
Yeah, we can see that.
Thank you, Tack.
That would give me a little bit of a heart attack.
They are simple solution.
Proton torpedo.
Proton torpedo.
Come here, beautiful.
show me how to arm that?
Oh, sorry, kid. This one's all mine.
Omega, I need you up on the bridge.
Copy that.
Mwah.
Ew. Gross. How much dust and stuff is on that?
I don't think he cares. He just sees money.
No, he just sees an explosive and he's happy.
Well, there's that too. But proton torpedoes are also really valuable.
How's it looking?
We're in luck. Whoever scuttled this ship didn't wipe the hardware's data imprint. I'm transferring the files, but I still need to copy the master drive. It's under that panel.
Uh-oh.
Why is this button blinking?
Why is this blinking?
That's the proximity sensor. It signals when there's an approaching vessel. It's most likely a short circuit.
No. No, it's not.
Hunter, we've got company. Is it more scrappers? No, it's the Empire.
The Empire's mission on Braga poses a threat to our contingency plan. I will have to call upon further assistance.
Is that wise? We already have someone handling matters.
As long as one of these bounty hunters deliver the young clone intact, that is all that should
Yep,
concern
that's
us.
right. The Camino ones did send Finnick after Omega. Oh boy.
Someone's coming.
And now we play hide and seek.
Apparently. Not it.
Oh boy.
Tapping our comms to track our movements. So predictable.
Huh. Nice to see you too, Crosshair.
Echo, scomp in and reroute reserve power to the cannons.
If these cannons fire, this whole deck will collapse.
That's the point.
You're being controlled by an inhibitor chip.
He's telling the truth. The Kaminoans put chips in all the clones. Remember what I told you in the brig? You can't help it.
Aim for the kid.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that's cold. Oh, jeez.
Okay, Wrecker.
He carries the luggage.
Apparently. Flame Trooper.
Oh!
Direct hit!
Obviously.
The ion engine chamber?
That was
What
close.
bring us here?
Because this is our alternate egress off the cruiser.
I don't even know what that means.
Even still, going out of the engine outlet, that's gotta be a long ways down to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been inside an ion engine before.
It'd be weirder if you had.
This is true.
You're not wrong.
Nope.
They just fire up the engine.
Yep.
Sounds like the engine's coming online. But that's not possible, right?
Technically it is. I restored the ship's main power core when I accessed the central system, which
What do we do?
What about Plan 7?
What?
Plan 7 has nothing to do with this situation whatsoever. Well, what do you think of something?
Plan 7.
Everyone take an explosive. Tech, Omega, up top with me.
Well, there goes their money.
Yeah.
Everybody get down!
Like, wait a minute.
That actually wasn't a bad idea. It worked.
Oh, it's gonna get hot in there. Whoops. Oh. Uh-oh. They're being split in two different groups.
Yeah.
Turn the engine off! CT-8508, have you secured the enemy ship?
Oh.
CT-8508. Do you copy?
Uh-oh.
CT-8508. Report!
Hello. Who has done this? Finnick?
One much work.
Wait, what? Oh!
Get behind me.
Cat Bane! Oh my gosh! I think I made mention I'd love to see him.
Taken down so many clones over the years. Once you figure out one, the rest are easy.
Ooh.
You're in for a surprise.
Oh, I love his theme.
He's a bounty hunter.
And you smart. The kid's got it all figured out.
You're in trouble now.
We've seen him go against Jedi
I was
and
gonna-
kind of sort of handle his own to a certain extent, but
I think Hunter can give a run for his
Ooh.
money, though.
ooh.
Oh, my booster!
Hunter!
Oh,
Sorry, little lady.
oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I like the way that they had the music or the audio come in, you know, having it being muffled like that.
Yeah.
He took Omega.
Who? Crosshair?
No. A bounty hunter. We have to find her.
Oh man.
Don't.
No!
I was afraid of that. Wow.
Oh.
Well, I did not get what I wanted. You got what you wanted.
And now I regret getting what I wanted.
I really thought when they were talking about we need to find some smugglers to take the stuff off our hand, I thought we were going to see Hondo. I really thought we were going to see Hondo. Either Hondo or Lando.
I think it's still a little too early maybe for Lando. Hondo, maybe. But I feel he's still reeling from his losses. Okay, well, that was very bittersweet.
Yes.
I don't remember exactly when I mentioned it, but I know in one of the previous episodes I made mention that maybe we might see Cad Bane. I think it was.
Let's see.
I think it was just made mention in passing, but
Yeah, but I think I remember
Excuse me.
the context of it if I look.
yeah.
Episode 5. Because we were
Okay.
talking about, it was when they were looking for Moochie, the Rancor.
Okay, I made mention of it then. Okay.
Yeah. The Zygarians is when you were talking about it. I don't remember the context of it, but I remember it was that episode.
Excuse me. Okay. But
Because they were talking about there might be other bounty hunters other than Fennec.
well, now that there is definitely more than one bounty hunter other than Finnick, which is going to be interesting if those two cross paths, which I could easily foresee because Omega was supposed to be her
Yeah.
bounty to collect.
Yeah.
But now Cad Bane has it. Oh my goodness.
Fennec tracks down Cad Bane so she could take the bounty back.
Ooh.
That would be an interesting episode 9.
See who who would win in a fight. Finnick in her early years, and Cad Bane
Still in his prime.
still kind of in his prime.
Especially after that shot on Hunter. I really
Yes.
thought that it was going to be a misdirect where Hunter would dodge the shot and come in with his knives like he usually does. And that was not what happened.
No, they did the classic Hollywood Western style standoff.
Yeah.
Um,
So you got the
yeah.
bastard trigger finger.
Cad Bane has, you never really seen much of it in the Clone Wars. I mean, you got hints of it, and you heard the rumors swirling around him about being one of the most dangerous bounty hunters ever.
Right.
I mean, for crying out loud, Sidious / Palpatine hired him to steal a Jedi holocron from within the Jedi Temple on Coruscant and did it.
Yeah.
Succeeded. Granted,
Yeah.
he was tracked down by Anakin and whatnot shortly thereafter, but he did it. He got paid.
But you were right. We never saw him die, and apparently
No.
he survived through the events of Clone Wars for sure.
Yeah. There was an animatic that they kind of did. It was very, very rough. And I think it was for a storyline that was going to be in one of the later, like a season 7 or a season 8 of Clone Wars if they had been able to go on that far. But it had a standoff between Cad Bane and Boba Fett in his armor. He had, I guess, had gotten older enough.
young
where
Boba?
Yeah, a young
Okay.
Boba. And basically they did a Western style standoff just like this, and Cad Bane puts the scar on Boba's helmet that you see in episode 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah. And Mandalorian.
Until he repaints it, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then we had we tried to get some weapons to try to sell to Sid to get them out of their debt, but they ended up using all the explosives that they got, and then Wrecker chucked the proton torpedo at the flame trooper.
Yep.
But they still, as far as I know, they still have the intel from the bridge.
Yep.
So they still have that. They could sell that.
I
then
wonder whose Jedi cruiser it was.
I don't know.
I wonder if that'll be a story, since they made a point of saying, let's get the intel.
Maybe. It may not be necessarily anybody in particular. It could just be general, like tactics and stuff like that. It may not be whoever. Matter really whose it is. And apparently, Plan 7 is nothing related to escaping an engine that is being turned on while you're in it.
Right.
So.
But the whole slice the engine in half by
That
using
was-
bombs, that was pretty smart.
That was pretty slick. And it was we had a little bit of another teaching moment with Omega. This
Yeah.
time it was Wrecker teaching Omega how to disable explosives.
Yes.
Basically being an explosive ordnance disposal tech.
Right.
Which he used a smoke bomb.
Yes. I mean, at least he was like, I'm not crazy.
Not crazy. But
See previous episode.
yeah. But yeah, that was a nice little teaching moment. Before we had Echo kind of teaching Omega about using her bow,
right,
and shutting out distractions and stuff like that.
She's really good with it.
Yeah. And then apparently somebody behind the scenes. We haven't really seen it on screen yet. I almost said on camera, but granted, it is a virtual camera.
Canon.
No, on camera. But even though there is virtual cameras, but in the show, but apparently Tech has probably taught her a little bit more about computers and stuff like that, and because he just kind of like gets under that, and he just kind of leaves her to go and do it.
Yeah.
So, that's they're kind of, each of them's kind of poured into her a little bit. So yeah, we had Crosshair get torched or cooked by the engine, said engine being turned on. And he is not happy at all.
Right. I really thought that they were going to do, when he hit his head, I thought it was going to be like a reverse wrecker where it turned it off.
I don't think it's a possibility now because of the fiddling around that they have,
the tampering.
Yeah. That they've done.
The creepy MRI that they keep putting him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it was 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes between Crosshair, and then now we have him in this one.
Oh.
Because last time we saw him was 3, right? 3. Or was it 4?
No, it wasn't 4. 4 was the one with Finnick.
Okay, then yeah, it would have been 3.
3, what was that? Yeah, 3 was the one where he had to go back to the Onderon and take care of, quote unquote, the
what they thought was
Saw's little rebellion group.
Right.
Yeah, because 2 we had just was Cut LaCane.
Yeah.
And we didn't see anything other than just standard clone troopers doing clone trooper things.
Right.
Yeah. They simultaneously excited me and made me regret being right about Cad Bane coming back. But I mean, it's good to see that he is not lost his touch. If anything, I think they've made him more dangerous than they showed him was able to show him in Clone Wars.
It's a strong possibility.
Because they don't have to.
He's definitely formidable. I thought it was going to be a hand-to-hand with Hunter. I did not think he was going to be that fast.
No. But he did take Omega.
Yeah.
And I think this is the point where they're since he's supposed to take her back to Camino.
Yeah.
Here's what I think is going to happen next. This is speculation. We won't know until next week. And yes, there will be one next week because for whatever reason they're not taking a break like they normally would in the mid-season. They're just going to run through and get them all out. So here's what I'm thinking is going to happen. In the process of Cad Bane taking Omega back to Camino, Finnick is going to intercept his ship.
Okay.
The two are going to get into a fight. Bad Batch is going to come in, scoop up Omega. They're going to go out, and I think Bane and Finnick are going to team up. They're going to probably split the bounty. Eventually, maybe one or both of them plan on stabbing the other in the back.
Right. As bounty hunters do.
Yeah. If they don't, that's option one. Option two is they take her back to Camino. Then it gets shut out. Gets very, very upset does something completely rash, causes the Bad Batch able to take Omega away.
Right.
And she continues following them. I don't know.
It was a wild episode.
It is a why, but I don't know. Like I was saying, there was that animatic with Boba and Cad. Now, whether they're actually going to do something like that, I don't know. Probably at this point, maybe not.
I actually think they would because of the fact that we have Book of Boba Fett coming out.
But I think by that time, Cad Bane's already dead. Because I think if I remember
No, I'm
right...
not talking about live action. I'm talking about on Bad Batch. Like, pulling out a young Boba.
Okay.
Like 16 years old, wearing his dad's armor.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know if he would still be as formidable as at that point against Cad Bane. Maybe I could be wrong. I am fully aware of being, admitting I'm wrong. But if I remember right, in that back in that animatic, Boba's shot kills Bane. Granted, he was pushed off a screen, out of frame, off screen, however you want to refer it to in animation terms.
Yeah.
But I think that was the point where he dies, at least at that point. But they could easily change it up right here and Finnick be the one who kills Bane. I don't know. Obviously, Finnick is still alive, but 5 years after the fall of the Empire. So after Return of the Jedi, so she survives this long. We have no idea about Cad Bane. I mean, he could be killed at some point.
Yeah.
Easily.
So
that's just my thoughts.
I'm trying to remember in Mandalorian season 1, episode 5, I believe, when we first see Fennec in live action, did she have any scars or anything like that?
Excuse me.
That could associate with your theory?
We don't know because most of her stuff was during the nighttime and she had her helmet on and whatnot until the next day, and then
we see
what's his face? Yeah, what's her face shoots her in the abdomen and just leaves her there.
Yeah.
And then Boba comes through and rescues her. Other than that, we don't know.
Okay.
I mean, she's been pretty I use this term very loosely, fan service-y in the Department of Clothing.
Right.
Less so. I mean, she doesn't show a lot of skin. So
right.
Which
she's very
we don't
modest.
know. Yes. We don't know what other scars she could have that's under her suit that she wears. I mean,
well, I was talking about specifically because I know she has a scar right here by her eye, but I can't remember if she had that before or after the confrontation with Din.
I don't know. I
remember she has a scar right here, but her animated version does not. So I don't know if it happens between or if Din gives it to her.
I would imagine it probably happens between.
Okay.
Well, I don't really have much else.
I don't either.
I am more at this point waiting to see what happens. Because
you're giddy.
Papa Hunter knows that Cad Bane took Omega, and it is going to be, well, I mean, I'm not a father, but I know even as an uncle, if somebody was going to take, my child, whatever, they're going to regret it.
Yeah. I
am. And that's just me as a normal human. I'm not an enhanced clone that I'm aware of. Well, I don't know. I don't know, but even still, if Omega was my daughter, I would. There would be hardly anything that could stop me
Right.
from getting her back, and I would imagine that not just Hunter would feel this way. I'm sure, obviously, Wrecker would definitely feel that way. As for Echo and Tech, I'm sure, but they've just hadn't been shown to have that connection with her as deeply as Hunter and Wrecker have.
Right.
It's not to say that they, haven't or whatever, or it's not been on screen or anything. It's just at this point, with what we're presented on screen, those are the two that really care about her the most out of the four.
Right.
Obviously, Crosshair just blatantly ignores what she said.
Yeah.
I mean, when she was trying to talk to him about, remember what I said to you in the
aim for the child.
Yeah, and he's just like, I just don't care, and just shoot the child, and that is very dark.
It was very, very dark. I mean, not quite as dark as
ain't
killing the
Grandpapa's
younglings.
Clone Wars.
I was like, it's not as dark as killing the younglings, but
No.
shoot the child. That's pretty.
Okay. You can't get around that.
Yeah.
I mean, you guess that's just. Well, it's all there in the writing, and then.
I was like, does Star Wars have their own version of The Hague for war crimes? Because that was...
with the Empire in charge, no. I would imagine not. Since they're all for taking children away from their Force-sensitive children, away from whoever their guardian is, regardless of whether they're biological or someone else, and taking them to Mustafar for who knows why, referring to the Rebels episode, for those of you who don't know, season 2 episode, where our intrepid group have to save 2 children who are Force sensitive from the Inquisitors.
And they're able to be sensed even though they're like babies.
Well, I would imagine not only would they would have felt that, however, the Jedi holocron that Cad Bane stole was a list of all the Force-sensitive children in the galaxy.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
That's what that was. Granted, the 2 that we saw in Rebels, I don't think would have been on that list because obviously they weren't old enough or weren't born yet. But I would imagine that Palpatine being Palpatine, he would have seen patterns. And this certain species, certain generations have this more potential to have a Force-sensitive child. So we'll just keep an eye on these, this here.
Okay.
That's just my thoughts on that. But then again, it could just be that, Palpatine is just sitting there doing nothing on his iron throne, just like, I'm shooting at children, is all I'm doing, and, whatever.
So do you think that Cad Bane is going to be this season's big cameo, or do you think we saw more in the next 8 episodes?
At this point, I'm going to not even speculate anymore because...
you were right, but you hate that you were right.
Yes. I mean, we could see somebody else come into play. We may see Bail Organa at some point. I don't know if it'd be this season or not. If we get another season, I don't know. I think that's still kind of up in the air at this point. We'll see how the season wraps up.
Yeah.
And how the rest of the fans, I know this fan right here likes the show. Despite there was like 4 episodes or something like that. It was very, very episodic and
very
whatnot.
self-contained.
Yeah. But still, I can look past that.
It was enjoyable.
Yes. It's not like there wasn't anything in there that wasn't really pertinent or anything like that.
Beaver kitties, dragon doggos.
6-legged pugs. But that's my big thing is I just want to watch next week's episode.
Yep.
That's where I am at right now. So I guess until then, I don't have anything else. Before you have anything, I feel like I've done a lot of the talking this week.
Yeah, because you are much more well versed in Cad Bane than I am, and so I was gonna let you geek out and get giddy for a minute. But if you guys have any speculation or anything to add, especially regarding this week's episode or what might future happen, drop it in the comments. Let us know so that
And
we
let it
can
be
enjoy.
Actual speculation, not like when the next week's episode comes out and it's spoilers. I mean,
Yeah.
shame on you.
We don't do spoilers.
Yeah.
We go into these blind. I've been basically avoiding social media since it dropped. So
the only thing that I do, and I have made mention of this before, on camera and stuff like that. Whenever I do after I upload the footage to my computer and start the editing process, and I get all that, then I will go and watch other people's reactions like Brainwave, Late to the Party, Skyman Universe,
Yep.
a lot of other different people's, Cat and Sunny. So I think that's going to be it for this week.
yeah.
Until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, do the bell to flaggy thingy over there so you do not miss any of the episodes, because we are going to go all the way to the end, however far that is in the future.
Right.
So
Not
yes,
just
we are going to we have some other. As you noticed, we probably have Ruby Rabbit. Yes, I went all
Raggy.
Scooby Doo with that one. Raggy, it's Ruby.
Yes.
I am
yes, it is.
loopy, very
right
loopy
behind you.
today. All right, but yes, we are going to probably be doing a lot of other different type of reactions on
Yep.
here. Probably some shorter ones, probably closer. Once Bad Batch wraps up.
Yep.
And then we're probably going to get into a whole other series. We'll obviously be doing Kenobi,
Yep.
the mini-series with that.
Yep.
I'm on the fence about that. I don't necessarily need to know what he was doing.
I'm very excited for it.
Like,
Personally,
he was watching Luke. That's what he was supposed to be doing. He doesn't need to be leaving.
that's
I've
what
already
we
voiced
that's what
my-
we think he's been doing
Yes,
this whole time.
But I guess,
But if Ewan McGregor's already doing fight choreography, then
yeah.
I'm
and-
excited to see what he gonna be doing.
And Hayden Christensen is been slated to come back as Vader.
Yes.
So, anyways, that's future
Us problems.
stuff. Yes. But yeah, be sure to check out the rest of the channel. There's a lot of other goodies on here. All right. Until next week, bye-bye and be blessed.